Man, oh man, Wednesday night. I think Wednesday night for Dynamite, we gotta arrive in style, man. Hell, maybe I'll even tease you guys tomorrow for Tuesday Night Titans. I think that's what we'll do, man. A little tease. A little dark horse. Tomorrow night. Speaking of dark horse, man, oh my goodness. Liv Morgan breaks social media, man. It's the only thing people are talking about coming out of what I thought was a very good Monday Night Raw. Nobody is talking about anything else, man. It's all about Liv. And it's not hard. Well, maybe it is for you guys. No pun intended. It's not hard to see why. Damian Priest and Gunther, they took their feud to the next level. My guy CM Punk is cleared. Officially cleared, 100% ready to go. SummerSlam is official. And Seth Rollins is the special guest referee. Monday Night Raw, man, cooking going into SummerSlam. I wish I could say the same thing about SmackDown. But I'll tell you what, man, we're going to be drinking at the beer garden tonight. I think after today, we need some cold beverages, man. So when I get there on this Monday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for July 22nd, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS Beer Garden. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Monday evenings, wherever you may be, where tonight, Liv Morgan broke social media with two striking poses. And it's easy to rile up all of the sex addicts on social media. I mean, that's all she had to do. Come out wearing shorts, and then lean to the left, lean to the right, and spin around, man. People are jumping over the moon for Liv Morgan, man. I see you guys with the tweet that I posted, man. The bookmarks on that tweet, man, you fucking savages out there, man. Nobody remembers anything else from Monday Night Raw but that. All joking aside, Monday Night Raw tonight was a very focused show. I enjoyed the continuing of the stories that they are pushing forward going into SummerSlam, with the biggest one finally fitting into the SummerSlam puzzle, and that is CM Punk and Drew McIntyre finally made official. Seth Rollins is the special guest referee. We're going back in time. 1997 SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre is playing the role of The Undertaker. CM Punk is playing the role of Bret the Hitman Hart. And Seth Rollins is the special guest referee, signed, sealed, and delivered. He is playing the role of HBK, Shawn Michaels, man. And what I honestly think and have said for years is the greatest ending to a WWE Championship match, main event match in the history of the company. That match right there, man. The heat that emanated from that building in New Jersey on that night. If they try and recreate anything close to that in Cleveland, man, we're in for something special going into SummerSlam. We are 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, so that is finally made official. WWE didn't really push the envelope at all. We didn't get any promo back and forth between Punk and McIntyre with Rollins involved. It was basically the setup. It was basically the announcement with Rollins and his announcement for the special guest referee. We will get Rollins, Punk, and McIntyre on the go-home show next week, and they already announced tonight that Seth Rollins will have Punk and McIntyre face-to-face. They cannot touch going into SummerSlam. If one guy breaks the rule, the match is canceled. Seth Rollins will have them face-to-face, and he will lay down the law. He will go over. I don't know what this means. Drew McIntyre apparently don't know what this means either. Seth Rollins will go over his officiating rules next week for the match at SummerSlam. So they are teasing that for next week, and we will see if we get any last bombs via the microphone from both Punk and McIntyre, man. It's going to be a great go-home show for SummerSlam. I'm very excited to see what they got planned going into next week. And that match, to me, makes SummerSlam. It's the most exciting thing about SummerSlam, in my honest opinion. And then, obviously, you know, everything that we've seen coming out of this feud, one can only hope that after we get through SummerSlam, I hope CM Punk can remain healthy. It's the one thing that I think a lot of us are genuinely concerned about. Can Punk be healthy? Can Punk remain healthy coming out of SummerSlam? So it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on that going into Cleveland. The other big match coming out of Monday Night Raw that got a lot of hype surrounding it now and a lot of energy going into it is Gunther versus Damian Priest for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. They flipped the switch tonight, and I feel like they have taken their feud to the next level, which is only a great thing because a lot of people going into SummerSlam were already writing this one off. A lot of people were, including me, a lot of people were writing this off before we even got it and stated that this doesn't feel like a championship match worthy of SummerSlam. Mix that with Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, and the top two championship matches at SummerSlam don't really fit the bill for the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. So it's nice to see WWE take Gunther and Damian Priest and step it up and move it up to the next level. I thought the opening of the show was hot. I thought the opening of the show really added to the intrigue of the match. It's actually something now that we've seen develop tonight that's going to get me thinking, man. Do we take the belt off of Damian Priest at SummerSlam? Is WWE thinking about maybe holding on to Damian Priest as champion and not crowning Gunther yet because everybody is expecting it? It's one of those situations where a lot of people are expecting it to happen, And WWE typically, when we get into these situations, when you expect something to happen, WWE likes to throw a wrench into the proverbial gears, and they like to fuck shit up. So I don't know if that's still on the table for Gunther to be crowned. Maybe they wait for Bash in Berlin. I could see them doing that. How they end the match at SummerSlam is going to be very interesting if they want to keep Priest through at least August as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know. We will see what happens going into SummerSlam. But I thought both Gunther and Damian Priest look very good coming out of Monday Night Raw tonight. Bron Breakker and Sami Zayn, they built upon their match tonight, nice and subtle. We got Bron Breakker and Ilya Dragunov in the opening match of Monday Night Raw. They tore the house down. You can see that WWE stock in both Dragunov and obviously Bron Breakker is incredibly high. And Bron Breakker, everybody said Bron Breakker was buried coming out of Money in the Bank. I don't see what you guys are talking about, man. WWE made a lot of you look like fools. Some people, including myself, told you guys to just curb the enthusiasm, slow down a little bit. Bron Breakker ain't going nowhere. He's not buried. I don't know why we're throwing that word around so loosely. Bron Breakker looks more like a savage now than he did going into Money in the Bank. So Sami Zayn is on the precipice. It's on the cusp of losing that Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Bron Breakker's looking very good going into SummerSlam. And Liv Morgan. How can we forget about Liv Morgan? She broke the internet tonight, man. Oh, my goodness. Struck 2 poses. Everybody completely lost their minds. If you guys go on social media and do a simple search of Liv Morgan, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Dominik Mysterio has a lot of trouble coming his way. Seriously. I don't know what's going on with Dominik, man, but if there's one thing that I know, sometimes we can sniff out a bullshit artist very quickly. Dominik Mysterio, man, he made a public affirmation towards Rhea Ripley tonight that he is siding with mommy, and he finally put to bed, he does not want Liv Morgan. He does not like Liv Morgan. He downright hates Liv Morgan and told Liv Morgan to fuck off because she ruined his life. This man sent Liv Morgan crying into the arms of another man. How could he? How could he, man? I'm sure Liv Morgan will find that she has a lot of people who want to take the place of Dominik Mysterio, man. It's not going to be that difficult for that woman to find anybody she wants. But can Dominik Mysterio be trusted? That's the question coming out of Monday Night Raw tonight. Is Dominik Mysterio setting himself up to be a bullshit artist? Can Rhea Ripley trust him going into SummerSlam, man? It's going to be a very interesting situation. I think we are on the verge of a massive turn here. I think Dominik Mysterio is going to do something very dastardly at SummerSlam, and I think this was all a ploy. This was all part of the plan for Liv Morgan to take everything away from Rhea Ripley. So we will see what happens going into SummerSlam, man. A lot of developments coming out of Monday Night Raw. We got Sheamus and Pete Dunne. They're continuing their feud. I mean, the Final Testament even had a very good tag team match with the Alpha Academy and Xavier Woods tonight, man. So Monday Night Raw from Green Bay, I thought was a solid show. They forwarded some stories. We're going into Monday Night Raw next week, which is the go-home show. We're all getting ready. We're all prepped for SummerSlam. Should be a fun next couple of weeks, guys. And I appreciate you guys joining me right here on the Monday Night Raw post. What a day. What a day. I got some exciting news, man. Wednesday, I think I'm going to unveil the entire new intro for the podcast, Deviate. And the team over at Deviate Designs have given me part 1 of the complete rebranding of the intro. We're doing the intro and outro all over again. I got my hands on the new intro, man. Wait till you guys see what they have done. Oh, my goodness. Absolutely incredible. It is going to take the stream to the next level, man. There are levels to this shit, and I tell you, man, every single time I get something from Deviate, nobody is on our level. Nobody looks like us. And I take great pride in that. Tonight's sponsor, man, make sure you guys check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Game Time. I know you guys are looking to attend some baseball games this summer. I know you guys are probably looking at attending maybe a concert or two. Shit, I bought myself Miles Kennedy tickets for 2025. He's coming to the East Coast, playing solo. Where do you think I got my tickets, man? I got my tickets on Game Time. You guys can save $20 off your first purchase. If you guys are interested in attending a sporting event, concert, Broadway play, you name it, Game Time has got you covered, man. Download the Game Time app and use that promo code JD from NY and save $20 off your first purchase. We'll go over my friends over at Game Time a little bit later, but I'm very proud to have them a part of tonight's show right here on Off the Script. I pinned the comment in the live stream chat. Go and check that out. Uploaded an extra today, man, on Bobby Lashley. Rumors circulating in the IWC that Bobby Lashley is set to walk from WWE after his contract is expiring this summer. A lot of people in the IWC went to use the narrative of racism. Triple H, Paul Levesque, is a racist. How could he fumble Bobby Lashley? I don't know, man. I'm not really giving Triple H a bye here, but I don't think Triple H is the one to blame for ruining and burying and ending the Hurt Business. Get with the program, guys. Today's video gets you in the know on everything. Stop listening to these fucking engagement farmers on social media, man. Are nothing but a bunch of blithering idiots on social media that want a quick like. Today's video should answer all your questions. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We got 500 likes. I'd love to see that close to 1,000 if we could possibly do that tonight. Super chats are open. Get them on in. I'm not reading the super chats until the end of the show because some of the super chats, they're going to make me fucking cry early in the stream, man. I don't want to fucking cry on stream before we got to get into what we got to talk about here. Just know that I appreciate you guys and I love you guys very much. Thank you for all the support today. If I read any of your message, man, I may break down and fucking cry and then I may have to end the stream. Let's talk some Monday Night Raw, huh? I see YouTube is not filtering in all the super chats. We'll get to you guys at the end of the show. Monday Night Raw started off with the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther. He made his ring entrance wearing all black. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee at ringside. Cole said the next 2 weeks. By the way, they push this a lot because they want you to know where they're going to be next week. Next week, Monday Night Raw, and the following week, Monday Night Raw. The next 2 weeks, Monday Night Raw will be on the Sci-Fi Network, preempted due to the Olympics. So if you guys are wondering why the ratings are down, let's give the AEW elitists time to celebrate, man. They are going to claim that Dynamite did more of a rating than Monday Night Raw, and I can guarantee you that probably still won't happen, even though Raw is preempted on Sci-Fi. So if you're wondering why you tune to the USA Network the next 2 weeks and you don't see Monday Night Raw, that's the reason why. They're on Sci-Fi. Gunther stood in the middle of the ring, and he said, I know. He said he wanted to explain himself. Gunther said he took some time to reflect on things he said to Damian Priest last week, basically calling him trash. Fans bombarded him with a chant of, "You suck, you suck." He smirked and said, "You know what? Let's skip past that. I meant every word I said last week. Boos in Green Bay get louder." He said Priest and everyone in the arena is a bum. He said what's at stake is what's clearest and dearest to him, the prestige and honor of this great sport and the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther says they sent him to the ring first, not Priest, because Priest doesn't live up to that title. His cute little sob story about fighting from the streets doesn't cover up that Damian Priest is a pretender and a wannabe. Gunther said a saying in German, and then he translated it to English: "Show me your friends, and I show you who you are." He said he judges all of them as street trash. He invited Damian Priest to take the weight of disappointment off of his shoulders and hand over the championship. He says he can get back to the trailer park when he does that. Priest made his way to the ring. Priest entered the ring and pretended like he was going to say something to Gunther, and then he tossed the mic over his shoulder, and they started brawling in the middle of the ring. They brawled. Referees are out there trying to separate them. More security came out and pulled these guys apart. There was a chant in the crowd of "Let them fight, let them fight." Priest broke free and then started to kick away at Gunther. Priest began attacking the security guys. In the process, he tossed one over the top rope onto a crowd of others and Gunther below. Priest then attacked Gunther at ringside, where they were pulled apart again, and Priest broke free. He tried to fight free and charged at Gunther, and we go to a commercial break, and Monday Night Raw gets started off in relatively hot fashion. So after the commercial break, we resume the show, and Jackie Redmond is backstage when Gunther and Priest start brawling behind her in the parking garage. They were separated again by Adam Pearce and security, and things were just breaking down all over again, but this time in the back when the show was trying to resume. This was needed. This entire segment and the one that followed was needed. We needed to see this intensity out of Damian Priest, and it fits the story. Gunther is playing the role. He's a great villain. He's a prick. He's better than everybody. He's calling everybody trash. Damian Priest is trash. The way he grew up was trash. He grew up, better than everybody. He's the one that's going to bring prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship. He is honor and everything that this sport needs. Priest is not. He's even now throwing in Judgment Day, saying that whoever you associate yourself with is also trash, and that by default makes you trash. So everything that we've gotten in the last 2 weeks has now gotten personal between Damian Priest and Gunther, which is something that this feud needed, because coming out of the King of the Ring and going into SummerSlam, going into Money in the Bank, I should say, and then going into SummerSlam, there wasn't really any animosity between these two. So the narrative that we've gotten in the last 2 weeks is instantly taken this match from, sure, this will be a good match, to a match now I'm very much looking forward to seeing at SummerSlam. And I think, like I said last week, this is going to be a breakout performance by Damian Priest. He's been solid as fuck as the World Heavyweight Champion. He has. I don't think anybody really believed him, me included. I thought this would have ended a lot sooner than we anticipated. It has not. I think WWE and Triple H firmly believe in Damian Priest, and they don't want to treat him as a castaway, throwaway, transitional champion. They're trying to build him up as a credible threat, because you can see in the process that WWE is planting the seeds for a tremendous Damian Priest babyface run, and you're seeing that, the beginning stages of it, coming out of this feud with Gunther. Now, I love that. It's instantly taken my interest level to the next level as far as this feud goes. Damian Priest, like I said, has been solid as fuck. His in-ring work has been great against Rollins, against McIntyre. A lot of different opponents that have been in the ring with him. He's blown expectations out of the water. And now you're wrestling somebody who is truly the final boss of a lot of people. on that roster. He is the personification of a final boss. I think Damian Priest is going to have an absolutely blow-away performance at SummerSlam, and Gunther's going to be a big part of that. Now, the only thing that I started to second-guess myself on now is WWE going to take the title off of Priest at SummerSlam? I don't know if it's as predictable as we have been predicting for the last several weeks. It's easy to say Gunther's going to be crowned the WWE champion. We know it. I mean, it's got his name written all over it. You can make the claim that it's going to happen, and you would be 100% correct, but we don't know when. Does it happen at SummerSlam? Or does WWE wait till Bash in Berlin, and do they crown him there? I don't think waiting 4 more weeks till we get to Berlin is going to be that big of a deal to crown Gunther. SummerSlam is the second biggest show of the year. Great. But I honestly think that with the way WWE ends this match, which I don't think will be clean, I do think that Damian Priest and Gunther are slated for a rematch at Berlin, and I think Gunther wins it there. So I'm changing my opinion on crowning Gunther, and I think we wait till Bash in Berlin. But before the summer is over, we will have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion on Monday Night Raw. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do at SummerSlam. Opening match on Raw, Ilya Dragunov and Bron Breakker. Apparently, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I was a little fuzzy tonight for obvious reasons. I don't know if this match was just a regular one-on-one match, or if this match earns a Intercontinental Championship title match at SummerSlam. Did they say that on commentary, or did they announce that coming into this match? Because I would assume that Bron Breakker was getting the championship match anyway, but the way the match ended last week, I figured they would have put this stipulation on this match, and the reason why this match ended up being so fucking great was because of that stipulation. They really just let them go out there and go balls to the wall. So, Breakker and Dragunov opening Monday Night Raw. This shit cooked, fellas. This was a great fucking match, and you can see, and there's a fucking fly flying around. Dead. Goodbye. It landed on me. It's the type of fucking day I'm having. Bugs everywhere, man. Never ceases to fail. Bugs everywhere. I don't know. Ilya Dragunov's been bugged by Bron Breakker, though. Number 1 contenders match. Yes, it was a number 1 contenders match. Okay, there you go. I know I wasn't hearing things. So, this cooked, fellas. This was a great fucking match. I thought these two guys killed it. You can see Bron Breakker and Ilya Dragunov and what WWE has in these guys. You can see that WWE is putting full focus on both, but right now it's more Breakker than it is Dragunov. I know a lot of fans are probably going to start claiming that Dragunov is buried and Triple H is dropping the ball and he's fumbling Dragunov, but nothing like that is even close to being true. Right now, it's all about Bron Breakker, and Dragunov is just hanging around, kind of letting you know who he is, but he will get his day in the future, somewhere down the line. But right now, it's all about Bron Breakker. This was a great fucking match. I love these guys, man. And I could see, you know, these guys, they feuded in NXT, and I could see these guys having some banger feud for years on the main roster, man. I could see these guys being, Batman and Joker. I could see Dragunov being Batman, and I could see Breakker being the Joker here. It's the type of dynamic that they have, and that's a great thing to look forward to. There was a great spot early in the match. Each guy stood on the apron. Breakker got Dragunov up in a vertical suplex position before dropping him gut first on top of the ring post, those LED ring posts. So they sold the ribs right before commercial break. Breakker, after the break, cut Dragunov's comeback attempt off with a big gut buster, so working on the ribs. Dragunov responded with a DDT. Dragunov got the better of a strike exchange between him and Breakker, hits a Constantine special. Dragunov heavily sold the post spot, continued to sell it, and managed to hit a very nice-looking powerbomb. Powered him up for a 2 count. Breakker came back with his step-up Frankensteiner. Crowd absolutely loved it. Pop for it big. Dragunov responded with a superplex off the top rope, followed up with his signature H-bomb, but Breakker rolled to the apron before Dragunov could go for a cover. Dragunov followed with a DVD onto the apron. The crowd started chanting, "This is awesome." Dragunov tried a strike off the apron, but Breakker cut him down midair with a spear. So Dragunov's on the apron, and I don't know what he was coming off the apron with, a double axe handle smash or one of them flying elbows, but Breakker absolutely speared him midair on the concrete, and it was a great-looking spot. The referee began counting. Dragunov, he's on the outside, absolutely selling this like death. And the referee goes to check on him. She called for the bell instead, waved him off, and Bron Breakker wins via referee stoppage here as Dragunov was unable to continue the match with Bron Breakker. Dragunov is, and I said this on social media, Dragunov is an exceptional sell artist. He is fucking great. He reminds me of classic Dolph Ziggler. Honestly, I think Nick Nemeth is one of the best sellers in the business, maybe ever. He is so good. Ricochet is another one who just sells the shit for his opponents, man. He sells the shit out of everything. That's why I always stated, man, when Dolph was in there against anybody, man, he made them look like $1 million. Same thing with Ricochet, man. He goes above and beyond to make whoever he's in the ring with that much better. And Dragunov is going to continue that tradition on Monday Night Raw. He is fucking phenomenal. His facial expressions, the way that he just sells. Sami Zayn even said it last week. When he goes into a match, he looks like death, like he's been in a fucking war. And that's the type of pro wrestler that I am most interested in, man. That's the type of shit that I personally love to watch. And Dragunov fits that bill. Bron Breakker is fucking great. Like, I knew he was great, man. And watching him mature for 3 years on NXT, only to get called up to the main roster, man, his transition to the main roster has been absolutely a beautiful thing to watch. And he is absolutely going to win that Intercontinental title. They are crowning him at SummerSlam, and there's absolutely no fucking way that Sami Zayn is going to walk out of Cleveland with the title. It's Bron Breakker's time, and I'm okay with it. And I think Breakker is going to hold that championship for a very long time. Can't wait to see what they produce at SummerSlam. This was great with Dragunov and Breakker. And the future of WWE, man, is in the right hands. I'm telling you right now, it is in the right hands. Breakker and Dragunov are going to be the future of this company. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Rhea Ripley. She walked into the Judgment Day clubhouse. Damian Priest was not there. He was obviously preoccupied with Gunther after the opening segment and then the brawl backstage. So Priest wasn't in the clubhouse. Ripley said, boys, enough games, because they were there in the clubhouse once again playing WWE 2K24. They may be the only ones playing WWE 2K24. Is anybody even still playing that piece of shit? I know I'm not. I didn't even buy it. I refrained from buying it this year, man. I was maybe contemplating it, but, I mean, games like that, man, they are a dime a dozen, man. They recycle the game every fucking year. It's basically the same thing, and they sell you on things that they left out of the previous installment. I think this year, what was it? Inferno matches? What was the big selling point for WWE 2K24 this year? Finisher story or WrestleMania, whatever the fuck it was, WrestleMania Showcase? Give me a fucking break. That's going to be what gets the casuals excited. That's what's going to be getting the WWE 2K community excited. What is there about the game that really is going to get you to jump out of your seat and drop another $70 on a game that basically is the same thing as last year's game? The same thing with Call of Duty. Nothing ever changes. In fact, they only get worse. Call of Duty, anyway, gets worse. 40 years of WrestleMania. It might have been a good game, but, man, the replay value on those games is easily 6 months, and then after that, it's over. But at least it's not AEW Fight Forever where they got maybe Evil Uno and Stu Grayson who still play, and that's it. Maybe Johnny Hungy still plays. I don't know. Maybe 3 people. All 3 people play AEW Fight Forever. What a failure that was, huh? So they're playing WWE 2K24. They stopped playing their video game and said Priest is focusing on his SummerSlam match. She said it won't be long before she regains her title from Liv and the Judgment Day holds all the gold again. Dominik Mysterio pulled Rhea Ripley away from the rest of the group to talk to her in private. Asked Rhea about Jay, asking her out, and her saying yeet on social media. So he was upset that Rhea was potentially flirting with Jey Uso on social media. She said, listen, I was just messing around. And she's smiling. She said, listen, I've been watching your socials as well, and I saw you and Liv Morgan's interactions too. Finn Balor asked, because he interjected himself, if Rhea Ripley was taking Jay's side, why are we now all of a sudden defending Jey Uso? Finn Balor was very not kind in this segment. He looked at Rhea Ripley like she was doing something very wrong and disrespectful. Rhea says she just doesn't see the point of starting a war with Jey Uso. Rhea left, and Balor then looked at Dominik and said, you know what you have to do. Now, I don't know what you guys thought. I don't know what you guys took away from this segment. If you listened to Balor, if you looked at Balor, looking at Dom, when he said, you know what you have to do, what exactly did Finn Balor imply? Now, obviously, we saw Dominik later basically break Liv Morgan's heart. Is that what he was talking about? Or when Rhea Ripley walked away, did Finn Balor say, you know what you have to do? Does that mean that that statement was a seed planted for Dominik to eventually betray Rhea because of what Rhea is doing with Jey and side with Liv? Finn Balor wasn't all too pleased with Rhea Ripley potentially flirting with Jey Uso on social media. Who knows if Dominik is now going to trust Rhea Ripley? Just a little food for thought here. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards a Dominik heel turn, man, and I think Finn Balor is in on it. I think after what we've seen with the interactions between Finn and Liv, I think Finn Balor's in on it, and I think Dominik ends up turning on Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam, and we get not Liv's heart broken, but I think we get Rhea's heart broken. And my God, if that's the case, the amount of babyface heat she's going to get coming out of SummerSlam is going to be some of the biggest you possibly see in all of pro wrestling all year. Something to keep an eye out on. Drew McIntyre was backstage with Adam Pearce and 2 referees. We didn't really hear anything. All we saw was Pearce and Drew shaking hands. And it looked like from my POV that Drew McIntyre actually apologized to the 2 referees he refused to apologize to last week. CM Punk was arriving, and he would be in the building later tonight. Akira Tozawa blew out his birthday cake because today was his birthday. Otis began eating frosting with his fingers, and Xavier was giving him a weird look as he was trying to eat this birthday cake frosting. Otis is great. Otis can do no wrong. Everybody loves Otis. Caden Carter, Katana Chance, they lead Lyra Valkyria out to the ring, and she is going one-on-one Jesse, I got birds flying into people's drinks here, bro. I hear ice rattling, bro. So they're taking away my glassware, bro. I don't believe this fucking guy. I don't believe this guy, man. Lyra Valkyria and Sonya Deville, one-on-one. This went 7 minutes. I'm begging WWE to give me a reason to care about this, man, really. I'm begging WWE to give me a reason to care. Now, I will give them credit. WWE clearly wants to push Lyra Valkyria. They find Lyra to be the next coming of Becky Lynch. It's not that difficult to see that. Obviously, WWE wants to make this new group led by Sonya Deville with Zoey Stark and Shayna Baszler. They want to have them at least come off looking somewhat strong. And not everybody can feud over the Women's Championship. That is taken up by Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So these other ladies need something to do in the meantime. I don't really have a reason why these 6 ladies are fighting. The only reason that we were really given is that Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoey Stark are going around claiming that this division runs through them. And obviously Lyra and Kaden and Katana, they've taken issue with this. It's not really something that I can find myself emotionally invested in. We haven't really been given a why. But WWE is going to continue to push these ladies because they have to. Can't just not give them anything to do. There's just zero emotion, there's zero interest in this at all. Lyra tried a drop kick, fell through the ropes, and Deville threw her into the barricade. Valkyria made a middle rope superplex work before we go to a commercial break. Strikes a Northern Lights suplex after the break. She gets a 2 count on Sonya for the Northern Lights. Lyra blocks Sonya's finisher, hits a gut-wrench powerbomb for 2, and Baszler distracted the referee here, allowing Zoey to push Lyra off the top rope. So all these ladies who were on the outside started brawling, and this distraction allowed Sonya Deville to hit her finish, the Deville's Advocate, I believe she calls it, which is the 1, 2, 3 for Sonya Deville. So Lyra goes down in defeat. Bird Girl is defeated tonight on Monday Night Raw. And Sonya, Shayna, and Zoey are continuing their ascent to the obviously dead women's tag team titles. Again, I'm begging WWE to find a reason for me to care. They have not done that in 3 weeks, and I doubt we will get there. Wyatt 6. I wish this was a lot better than what we were given. We got 2 great vignettes with Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas. We got a great vignette with Eric Rowan. And tonight we were given a VHS tape in regards to Nikki Cross, who is portraying Sister Abigail in the Wyatt 6. We got a video showing Nikki Cross with a distorted voice saying, "Look at yourself. They lied to you. They ignored you. And they watched you suffer in solitude. I have been the answer all along." And then she screamed like you would get a jump scare if you were playing Resident Evil or fucking Silent Hill. You get her screaming into the camera. The screen goes blue, and we get that Wyatt 6 logo flashing up on the screen, and that's the end of the VHS tape this week. Eerie. It was scary, but it didn't really get me excited to see Nikki Cross portray Sister Abigail. We didn't really get a why. This was the weakest of the vignettes. Now, I don't know if that was by design. I don't know if this will continue next week. I'm hoping that we get actual Nikki Cross explaining to us, like we got Rowan and we got Bo, and I hope we get Gacy and Loomis. But this was fucking weak. This did nothing for me, and I hope that they continue to push the Nikki Cross narrative and they give us a very good explanation as to why she's been staring off into the distance for months, why she ended up joining the Wyatt 6, and what she's doing there. Hopefully we get that. This vignette did nothing at all to answer any of those questions. Going into hour 2, WWE starts hour 2 off with the man of the hour, CM Punk, he is back. And he is in the ring. He's got a microphone, and it's always a great day when Punk is on Raw, healthy, with a microphone in his hand. He asks if it's a great day to be alive in Green Bay, only a 3-hour drive from where he resides. He noted that Green Bay, or the Bay, is green, and his shoes are pink. And he wants to stain both with the blood of a Scottish psychopath. He said he saw his surgeon on Saturday night, and he's here to tell everybody that he is officially medically cleared. So Punk is ready to go 100%, and Punk looks in fantastic shape. He looks in better shape now than he did when he came back to the WWE in November of last year. He says he's going to get his pound of flesh now that he is 100% medically cleared. He called Drew McIntyre to the ring. Drew's music played. He walked out as Punk wrapped his fist with tape. He was ready to fight right then and there with CM Punk. Drew had a microphone in his hand, and he stared him down from the aisleway. He did not get close to the ring. Drew says he's waited so long for this moment. He said nothing will stop him from getting into the ring to tear him apart, except the fact that I don't want to. Punk said, well, I do. Punk was not here for words. He was here for fighting. He jumped out of the ring, and as soon as he jumped out of the ring and ran up the aisleway, there were officials waiting to jump in between these guys. Drew said their match is too big for Green Bay. Drew says when he gets emotional, he turns to family to calm himself down. And at that point, he pulls out CM Punk's bracelet that he's still in possession of. The bracelet that he made fun of that has the names of AJ and Larry on it. He pulled it out of his pocket, which only enraged CM Punk even more. So Adam Pearce walked out and said, Jesus Christ, you've been back for 10 minutes and you're already starting fucking problems. I laughed my ass off. Adam Pearce is so fucking good, man. He walked out and said, Drew is officially reinstated. Punk is officially medically cleared. So I'm making it official. It is now set for SummerSlam. McIntyre, Punk for SummerSlam. He says if they touch each other before then, the match is off and both men are suspended indefinitely. He said the chaos has to stop. He says he has a referee problem, but he has a referee problem no longer. And at that same moment, Seth Rollins' music played, and he walks out, dances out. I don't know what the fuck he was wearing. I really don't know what the fuck he was wearing. He looked absolutely ludicrous tonight. And he is the special guest referee for this match. Seth gets into the ring. Cole didn't know what was going on because he didn't really understand what Adam Pearce had said or what he meant when he said he had a referee problem, but no longer. So Seth said to Drew and Punk, listen, both of you guys hate each other, and all the chaos that you both have caused has scared away anybody from getting in between them. He says he's not a problem guy. I am a solution guy. He says he knows a guy who thrives on chaos, who would love nothing more than to put the two of them in their place. Punk and Drew yelled at Seth, who then laughed at both of them. He is officially the guest referee for SummerSlam. We called this 3 weeks ago when we called out that WWE could potentially use this as a vehicle to go back in time to the 1997 SummerSlam between Bret the Hitman Hart and The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels is the special guest referee. I would not be shocked if CM Punk is playing a Bret Hart role here and taking on a lot of Bret Hart influence over this match with Drew McIntyre, over this feud, in fact, with Drew McIntyre. We called this out 3 weeks ago. Solid Monster and I embellished on this a little bit on TNT for the last several weeks as well. I'm sure there are others in the community that obviously caught on to it, but when we start mentioning shit like that, first and foremost, we start to see other people start mentioning it as well, which obviously where they hear it on our show, then they run with it, and then nobody gives credit. So That is happening on the show, and I can't wait, man. That is going to be fucking exciting. That is going to be very interesting, man. Always with a special guest referee, when they get involved, man, you know that there is going to be some fuckery. You know there's going to be some shenanigans. I can't wait. That, to me, is the biggest selling point for SummerSlam. Punk back in a WWE ring is a beautiful thing. This is his first one-on-one match since coming back in November at Survivor Series. He was in the Rumble. He got injured in the Rumble. He's been out ever since. He looks fantastic. Can he remain healthy? If you're a betting man, you're probably saying no. I hope to God, I hope for his sake, I hope for WWE's sake, he remains healthy. This match is not going to be easy for him, man. This match, going into SummerSlam, I don't know how much ring rust CM Punk has. I don't know what that does to his body, being out that long. They call him Fragile Phil. That's the meme going around on social media. I hope to God that he's ready to go. I really think WWE needs Punk to be healthy, man. This show is so much better when he is healthy and ready to go, and especially looking at next year, we're already looking at a major 2025 with the Royal Rumble obviously being a platform for him to possibly win it. WrestleMania, him going after the World Championship, which is the reason he said he's back. John Cena's retirement. There's a lot going on next year, man. We're going to need Punk to be in the middle of all of it. So hopefully he can remain healthy. Backstage, we go right back to the Judgment Day. Carlito suggested the divide and conquer because they're looking for Jey Uso now. They need to teach Jey Uso a lesson for interfering with mommy and flirting with Rhea on social media. Balor and Dunne went one direction. Carlito and J.D. McFish went in another one. Balor and Dom split. So Dominik, all of a sudden, starts walking on his own, and Liv Morgan is standing in a dark hallway just off into the corner, and she's leaning up against the wall or wherever she was leaning up against in this overly seductive manner where you obviously see a lot of Liv's curvature. Trying to paint a picture for you guys. She's got these shorts on that, I mean, obviously leave zero to the imagination. And she's leaning in a way where she's showing off her assets, man. I mean, at this point, I think people on social media were fucking... You legitimately heard the drool of everybody watching Monday Night Raw hit the floor simultaneously with the way Liv Morgan was seductively just standing there looking at Dominik Mysterio. How this man has maintained the goodwill of whatever. How this man has refrained and has had the patience of a saint. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think any man on this planet would willingly walk in Dominik Mysterio's shoes to be where he is right now. Seriously. Tell you, man, Liv is doing a great job. Liv is doing a great job, man. It might not look like she is the women's champion because of all the theatrics that she's got going on for herself, but man, oh man, has she added a lot to this story. It just makes the overall feud that much better, man. It's amazing. You know, it's amazing. You got to call it out for what it is, man. Yes, Liv is not, you know, a fucking great professional wrestler. She's not going to go out there and have matches like Rhea or Bianca or Becky or Charlotte or whoever, Bayley, right? She's not going to go in there and have those types of matches. She's got to work with what she has. WWE had no other direction to go but give Liv Morgan the championship. The story in this case is so fucking good that the championship has taken second place, and that's a benefit to how great Liv Morgan's played this role. So she gets the benefit of not only breaking out with this character, because let's be honest, she's been stale for a very long time. And by what she's doing, it's made the feud bigger and the feud for the championship bigger. You got to give her flowers, man. I think she's played this role exceptional. She's been so fucking good. So she approached Dom. Dom said he and Rhea are perfect. What are you doing? What do you want? Liv looked at Dom and said, that's the spirit, as she's got her hand on his chest and she's like caressing him. Balor showed up and caught Dominik with Liv. Finn Balor says, I leave you for 10 seconds. And this is what happens. Balor then sent Dom the opposite direction because he said, I think Jey Uso went that way. Seeds are planted, man. You think Dominik looks at Liv wearing those fucking shorts and doesn't want to act upon his urges? I think this is one huge setup, man. I'm sticking to that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think Dominik is playing Rhea Ripley, honestly. Balor then sent Dom the opposite direction, which technically freed him up to follow Liv after she walked away, which is obviously something that was left to the imagination. Did Balor go and follow Liv Morgan after he sent Dominik in the other direction to go look for Jey? I don't know. Really makes that comment that Balor said, you know what you have to do. It's very interesting, man. Very interesting. Kathy Kelly interviewed Sami Zayn backstage and asked if he's concerned about Bron Breakker earning a shot against him at SummerSlam. Sami says he earned it. He's not concerned, but he's taking him seriously. He said Breakker better take him seriously too because he will bring 100%. She said she hadn't heard what Dragunov's injuries are. All of a sudden, there's a noise behind them. Sami went looking. Carlito and JD McRib found Jey Uso and were beating him down. Sami made the save and saved his friend Jey Uso from a further beatdown of the Judgment Day. Otis. He teamed with Akira Tozawa, Birthday Boy, and Xavier Woods against AOP, Akam, and Rezar, and Karrion Kross, the Final Testament. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Who gives a shit about this? This is get up and walk to the bathroom break for a lot of different people. But I would say that as long as we've seen the Final Testament together, this was probably the best thing that they've been a part of. It only went 9 minutes, and it went through a commercial break. But this was probably the most fun that I've had watching the Final Testament. And that's a testament to Otis and Tozawa and Xavier Woods, because Otis is a great tag team guy. Tozawa is a great wrestler in his own right, even though he's kind of comedy. And Xavier Woods obviously is a great tag team wrestler, but when New Day gets serious, when Xavier gets serious, Xavier is on point. I enjoyed this. I thought this was fun. Tozawa hits Rezar with a suicide dive, ripped off his shirt like Hulk Hogan did at the Republican National Convention. I know you guys saw that. Which led to McAfee saying, brother. Everybody paid attention to the Hulkster, man. Cutting a promo on him endorsing Donald J. Trump. Crowd popped when Otis got a hot tag. He ran wild. Tozawa also wiped out Rezar with a dive. Woods starts punching away at Kross, but made a stupid mistake by super kicking Akam off the Rezar and turning his back on Karrion Kross. He used this distraction to hit Woods with the final prayer, which is a modified F5. 1, 2, 3, and Karrion Kross picks up the victory for the Final Testament. Crowd was big into Otis. Everybody in Green Bay loved Otis, man. They went crazy. He tore off his shirt. He did the caterpillar. He got the hot tag. He was doing his thing. When Karrion Kross won this match, man, you could legitimately just feel, watching it at home, the fucking air come out of that arena. Really. Such a deflating moment, man, when Karrion Kross won. I don't know where this is going, but they're setting up Kross and Woods one-on-one next week. I don't really know where this is going. Kind of reminds me of what they did with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Only, obviously, we got Xavier Woods, Otis, and Tozawa. I feel like the Final Testament, man, I don't know what it is. Kross is a great promo. His body language, his facials are so good. But there's just nothing cool about them. They got to give us a reason to actually like them. Or maybe we're not supposed to like them. I don't know, man. I'm not fucking 6 years old, man. I'm not booing heels and I'm not cheering baby faces. I just watch, with open eyes, and I like who I like. But does anybody genuinely care about the direction of Final Testament? I don't know what it is, man. They just don't exude cool to me. I don't know. This feud needs to end already. Yes, I agree. I agree. After this was over, the Alpha Academy. I don't know why they're still calling themselves the Alpha Academy. They're not led by Chad Gable anymore. The real Alpha Academy. Chad Gable's Alpha Academy 2.0. They walk out. He's flanked by the Creeds, Julius and Brutus. So all three of them are standing in the ring. And Otis Tozawa and Maxine Dupree are all there. Fans are chanting, you suck, to Gable's music. Gable said, my old crew. He said there is something in him that wants to keep helping his former pupils. He says he's observed Otis taking a leadership position with Tozawa and Maxine. He then looks over at the Creeds and gives this really like, what the fuck is this guy doing, man? This weird look, this comedic look, like Otis is a leader. He's like, yeah, that's an interesting choice. He says his brain isn't strong. He talked about recruiting the Creeds to stand by his side and fill in some weakness. Gable then offered Otis a chance to join them so he could give him some added protection and give some protection back to Otis. Otis turned him down and told him no. My answer is still no. Gable asked Maxine if she's okay letting Otis speak for her. Gable then ordered the Creeds to attack Otis and Tozawa. Otis fought back and confronted Gable middle of the ring. So fans are cheering as Otis grabbed Gable. Finally, Gable is going to get beat down from Otis. The Creeds attacked Otis after Otis lifted Gable up in the air. They drove Otis into the steel post, shoulder first. The lights then went out. And the Wyatt Six starts to come on out. We see the lights go out. We hear the piano keep playing. The Wyatt Six walk down the aisleway. The Wyatt Six showed up on the stage. The Creeds stood at ringside with chairs just in case the Wyatt Six wanted to advance them. Uncle Howdy showed up behind Chad Gable in the ring as the ring is darkened and it starts filling with fog. He gave him, Uncle Howdy did, Sister Abigail. He delivered a devastating Sister Abigail to Chad Gable, and he's on his knees after delivering the move with his arms out wide open, just like Brother Bray, as the segment quickly came to a close. How fucking cool did Uncle Howdy look in the black tank top, the dreads, and the mask? He looked fucking cool as fuck, man. I thought that was great. It's so uncanny how he resembles his brother, man. It is crazy. Beautiful Sister Abigail. I don't know. The only thing I'm confused by is I don't know where we go from here. I mean, there's three different directions. Are we getting Otis and Chad Gable? Are we getting the Creeds and Gable versus Otis and Tozawa? Or are we getting this new Alpha Academy led by Gable and the Creeds against the Wyatt Six? I don't know where we're going. Now, if we're doing Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable, I would say let's add that to the SummerSlam card. I don't really see that being a good thing for Chad Gable when he obviously needs some wins. Maybe we get Gable and the Creeds versus the Wyatt Six, and then maybe we get Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable one-on-one at a later date. But right now, from what I see, the SummerSlam card is what, 6 matches? I don't think it would hurt WWE to add a 7th match to SummerSlam. And this, I feel like, could be a great addition to SummerSlam. Any one of those options would. Wyatt Six versus the Alpha Academy, Gable versus Otis, Gable versus Uncle Howdy. I don't know where we go. But we will see what happens, man. Maybe we get this again coming out of this tonight, going into Berlin, going into Bad Blood. Maybe we take this all the way to Survivor Series. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. All I know is it doesn't look good for Gable and the Creeds because there's no way the Wyatt Six is losing anything this early in their inception. But the presentation of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy, that looked fucking cool, man. That looked great tonight. Bronson Reed, he made his entrance to face Pete Dunne tonight one-on-one. Dunne made his entrance, and before the match began, Sheamus showed up and started brawling with Pete Dunne. Obviously, after last week where Dunne attacked Sheamus and basically told WWE, I think it was Jackie Redmond last week, in a .com exclusive, if you want to know what the problem is, why don't you go ask Sheamus? Then Reed and Sheamus started battling. Sheamus delivered a knee lift. Sheamus landed a barrage of forearms on Dunne, played up to the crowd. He was going for a bro kick, but Pete Dunne rolled out of the way. Sheamus smiled and stared down Pete Dunne at ringside, who escaped this attack by Sheamus. I don't think this is taking place at SummerSlam. I think matches like this and feuds like this are going to be saved for the weekly television show until something bigger comes along for all three guys. But I like the fact that Sheamus right now is feuding with Pete Dunne. They got a little bit of a history together. So I don't mind that at all. Rhea Ripley, once again back in the Judgment Day clubhouse. Angry at Balor, McDonough, Carlito, and Dom for what happened. Balor said he's had enough of being disrespected. He says they're going to take care of Jay and Sammy later tonight in tag team action. He says he's also going to face Gunther next week for calling them a joke. Rhea said, yeah, that's great. No one should touch Jey Uso. All of this is becoming very, very interesting. No one should touch Jey Uso. When Rhea asked where Dom was when all this went down, Carlito is sitting on the couch and he's trying to eat his apple. He laughed and said, why don't we go ask Liv? Carlito is a snitch. He's the comedic snitch in the Judgment Day. Dominik tried to explain. Rhea Ripley grabbed him by the arm and dragged him out to ringside. Dirty Dom is in trouble, man. Before we get to Ripley ripping into Dominik Mysterio, Jackie Redmond interviewed Sheamus backstage and asked what's going on between him and Pete Dunne. He said, whatever issue Dunne has with him can be sorted out in one of two ways. We can go to the bar, have a pint of Guinness, and talk about it like men, or they can take it to the ring and find out who the real bruiserweight is. I don't know, man. I think they can do both, no? They can go out and argue over a pint of Guinness and then still have a match one-on-one. I think that would be, mixing both options would probably be best for business. Can't turn down an ice-cold Guinness with my guy Sheamus. Rhea Ripley. Her theme music hits and she's dragging Dom. She don't even do her entrance, man. Love Rhea Ripley's entrance, but she's dragging Dom to the ring. She's upset, yelling at him the whole way as she's dragging him by the arm to ringside. She gets into the ring, microphone in hand. She yells, Liv, you want him. Come get him. So Liv's music played. She did not come down the aisleway. She did not get anywhere close to the ring. She's actually in the crowd, standing in the mezzanine. She said hello from the opposite side of the building. Hi, guys. She gave Rhea the Jericho. I think a lot of people want to be under Liv Morgan's learning tree, if you know what I'm saying. She said she wasn't coming to the ring because she actually has some self-control. She said she can wait till SummerSlam. And the rumor was, the news is that broke last week, that WWE obviously is going to set this match up, which they made official tonight, who's basically all but confirmed last week. But Rhea is not going to get physical with Liv Morgan before SummerSlam because WWE wants to ensure that Rhea is 100% healthy going into Cleveland, which I don't blame them at all. She said she has feelings for Dom, says Liv. Rhea stared angrily at Dom. She didn't know what she was listening to. Liv said Dom has strong feelings for her too, and she can't deny that any longer. Liv said gorgeous men like Dom don't go for girls that look like you. And she points to Rhea Ripley. Now, I gotta poll. I gotta poll everybody in the chat. I gotta poll everybody in the chat. Get this Cross Bros out of the chat. Goodbye. Goodbye, Cross Bros. Goodbye, motherfucker. Get out of here. I gotta poll everybody in the chat, man. 1 for Rhea and 2 for Liv Morgan. Is what Liv Morgan said true? First of all, Dominik is a pretty guy. Gorgeous men. Is Dominik gorgeous? I don't know. Some ladies may think Dominik is gorgeous. I have no fucking clue. But is what she said true, man? Do guys like Dominik go for girls more like Liv or girls like Rhea? I don't know. I'm going to vote 2. 1 for Rhea, 2 for Liv. I'm going to. Come on. Listen, man. Dominik is a lucky guy, man. Dominik is living the dream. Dominik is living the life of every young WWE male fan right now. Exactly what he's doing. So, she laughed. Dominik stood in front of Rhea. Rhea shoved Dom and tried to leave. Dominik grabbed her by the wrist. Let me go, let me go, let me go. Rhea shoved Dom and tried to leave the ring. She told him no, let me go. Dominik asked her to hear him out. Rhea got in his face, fuming at this point. Liv asked everyone to let Daddy Dom talk. Liv said she thinks she knows what Dom is going to say, and she feels the same exact way. She said he can finally say those 3 little words. Dom asked, you want to hear those 3 little words? I hate you, Liv. Are you stupid? Are you deaf? I don't like you. You've ruined my life over and over again. Rhea standing behind Dominik, smiling as Liv began to cry. He raged in Spanish, threw the mic down. Camera looked over at Liv, and she was crying as she was walking into the corridor where she was standing. Rhea whispered something in Dom's ear and then all of a sudden licked the side of his face and gave him a big kiss on the cheek. And you saw Rhea's black lipstick all over Dominik's cheek as he was smiling from ear to ear. I don't know what is going on here. I don't. Took Dominik way too long to tell Liv Morgan that he hates her and that Liv ruined his life. After what we got tonight with Finn Balor telling Dominik, you know what you need to do. And then Dominik Mysterio running into Liv Morgan in the hallway, only to be caught by Finn, only to then have Finn send Dominik in the other direction, and then presumably he went in the direction of Liv Morgan. Finn getting angry at Rhea Ripley for defending Jey Uso. I don't know what's going on here, man, but I'm sniffing a fucking heel turn for Dominik Mysterio here. I mean, he's already heel. He's in the fucking Judgment Day. But I think a betrayal of Rhea Ripley is coming at SummerSlam. We'll see what happens. Kathy Kelly interviewed Zelina Vega on the stage. Zelina had her right arm wrapped. She said her arm injury won't stop her. She said she has been underestimated her whole life, and it's time she prove people wrong. One-on-one with Zoey Stark. I actually walked away to go make myself a cup of coffee. I sadly came back, and unfortunately, this match was still in progress. Bell rang about 10 minutes into the third hour. Zelina sent Stark into the second rope. DeVille distracted the referee, and then Baszler tripped Zelina running the ropes. Most of this match took place in the commercial break. Carter and Chance ran to ringside, and when after Baszler, Zelina escaped Zoey Stark with an elbow to the head. She followed with another shot. She wrapped her elbow and then finished Stark with a code red. So she used this wrapped elbow or this wrapped, whatever she had on, a brace or a cast. She used this to her advantage while the referee was obviously taking care of the chaos on the outside with the other ladies. Code red. Zelina wins over Zoey. 1, 2, 3. And she gets the victory over Zoey Stark on Monday Night Raw. Next. Again, absolutely zero investment in what's going on here. Xavier Woods, that is. He approached Adam Pearce, and he wanted a match against Karrion Kross next week. Pearce asked if that was something he wanted. Are you sure? And then he said, sure, you got it. It's official. Drew McIntyre then walked up to Adam Pearce and said, you could have given me a heads up about Seth Rollins being the special guest referee. Pearce says if he has an issue with him being the ref, he shouldn't have put his hands on referees. Drew says he and Seth have existing issues and asks how this is fair. Pearce says they're going to give Seth official referee instructions next week, and Drew and Punk are required to be there. Pearce then said, I need a drink, and walked away from Drew McIntyre. Drew asked, what does that even mean? You mean him wanting a drink or the referee instructions from Seth Rollins? Adam Pearce is thirsty, man. Let him go have a nice adult cold beverage on the job. I think after what's going on this show with Gunther and Priest and Breakker and Punk and Drew and Seth, I think he deserves it. Quite honestly, I think he deserves it. Jackie Redmond interviewed Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Wow, man. Thrilling promo here. She asked about their plans to go to SmackDown to address the challenge issued by Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They were then interrupted by Baszler, Stark, and DeVille. Baszler said they're running the division on Raw lately. Sure thing. DeVille said Belair and Jade aren't their biggest threat. Isla Dawn says they can try to take their belts and then giggled. I mean, does anybody care here? No. Absolutely. The most unimportant shit that's happening on WWE television is those tag team titles in the women's division. Nobody cares. I don't care. You don't care. Nobody cares. We got a vignette about Gunther, who spoke about champions in the past who went down due to fragile egos. So the World's Heavyweight Championship needs him in order to create a new mountaintop. He said Seth did a fantastic job, but the burden of being the workhorse drove him into the ground. He says as Punk could barely stay healthy for 5 minutes, he said Priest's foundation is beginning to crack. He says it's a shame. He says as he looks at the cast of challengers, it's disgusting. He says he's the only one who can refine the prestige of the title and bring it to levels it has never seen before. I mean, these are some of the best vignettes that I think Gunther has cut since he's come to the main roster, man. Him standing in front of the big screen, you know, showing all his highlights and how magnificent he is, the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, the message of him bringing honor and prestige and downplaying all these other opponents that potentially he has lined up, man. Punk, planting some seeds for that Punk feud eventually to happen. Love it. These vignettes are great, man. These promos by Gunther are spot on. Love them. They showed Sammy and Jay working their way through fans in the mezzanine section, obviously with the camera following them. They do this at least one time a show, whether it's through the gorilla or through the backstage area. When Jey Uso's in the main event, they usually shoot him from the mezzanine and they show him coming down the crowd and everybody doing the yeet. Everybody doing the yeet.
No yeet. Yeet. No yeet.
Jesse, this is an 18-plus establishment, bro. No children allowed in the venue, okay? Please. Thank you. You're going to get me fined, and they're going to take my alcohol license away. It's 21 plus. Fucking guy, man. Main event time. Finn Balor and J.D. McRib. With Dominik Mysterio and Carlito versus Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. Main event time on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn have a very illustrious history, as you guys know. The Judgment Day are tag team champions. This was a non-title match. Sami Zayn wiped out both McNuggets and Finn Balor with a dive, but Dom distracted the referee. Carlito gets some attack on Sami Zayn. Judgment Day worked over Zayn after a commercial break. J.D. McCafe chopped Zayn, but Zayn chopped him right back, followed up with a Blue Thunder Bomb. Jay made the hot tag, hit Balor with some strikes, a thrust kick, an uppercut, followed by an enziguri. Jay then gave J.D. McFish a running hip attack and hit Balor with a flying crossbody for 2. Jay tried a Samoan drop. Balor raked his face, hit a headlock elbow drop. Jay fought off McChicken and super kicked Balor as he came off the top rope. Zayn tagged in, but Carlito once again distracted the referee as Dominik prevented him from trying a haluva kick. So we got J.D. McCafe followed with a Spanish fly for a 2, which looked nasty. It looked like Sami Zayn came down right on his shoulder, man. You know, these Spanish flies are starting to concern me. A lot of guys are trying to do them in the standing position, and then they don't get the full revolution. Jay made a blind tag, and then they gave Mr. J.D. McDouble a 1D. But Balor broke up the cover. Balor tagged himself in, hit Jay with a sling blade. Jay came back with a super kick and knocked Carlito and Dom off the apron. McDonough wrenched Jay over the top rope, and Balor followed with a running drop kick. Balor hit the coup de grace, and McGriddle hit a moonsault, but Zayn barely broke up the cover. So Zayn tossed Balor from the ring and hit McSausage with a haluva kick. Zayn wiped out Judgment Day with a dive, and Jay hit McNuggets with a Uso splash for the 1, 2, 3. Jay celebrated on the ropes. The babyfaces get the win. They beat the tag team champions, which I don't really know why we're beating the tag team champions, but here we are. Jay celebrated on the ropes. All of a sudden, Bron Breakker showed up, hungry. He speared Zayn. Jay turned around. Breakker had already left the ring, in and out quick with that spear. Jay checked on Sami Zayn. Bron Breakker looked on from the aisleway, and that's the way the show came to a close. I mean, really nothing as far as storyline advancement outside of Jey Uso beating the Judgment Day. They were looking for him all night, and then they suffer a loss. Tag team champions losing. Rhea's not going to be happy about that. Finn's not going to be happy about that. So I don't know where the show's going to go into next week with them potentially butting heads. But Breakker and the spear for Sami Zayn, we didn't see any interaction between them all show. And that was the lasting image, man. They want to leave you with that lasting image. Like, Breakker wrestled Dragunov. Breakker got the #1 contendership by beating Dragunov tonight. And he wants to show Sami Zayn, listen, I didn't see you all show. I got your number, bro. It's basically what they tried to prove with that last segment. And that's the way Monday Night Raw went off the air. I thought it was a very good show. Pushed some storylines forward. Still, you know, we're not totally in the pro wrestling heavy realm here. I mean, this match went 16 minutes or so. The open match with Breakker and Dragunov, that was what, 12 minutes, 13 minutes? But outside that, we didn't really get much wrestling, you know? Bookended by 2 great wrestling matches. Everything in between was relatively short, relatively quick. We got one non-match Bron Breakker and Pete Dunne didn't even take place. Six-man tag team match with the Alpha Academy, or the former Alpha Academy against Final Testament. That went about 9 minutes. So still on a 3-hour show, man, not a lot of pro wrestling. But the story is being focused on. And Monday Night Raw, you know, coming out of Monday Night Raw, a lot of these matches going into SummerSlam, a lot of the more interesting ones are coming off of the Monday Night Raw card or Monday Night Raw show. SummerSlam is shaping up like this. We got 7 matches right now. Damian Priest versus Gunther. That's for the World Heavyweight Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. That's the WWE Championship. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. That's the Women's World Championship. Nia Jax versus Bayley, WWE Women's Championship. Logan Paul versus Zelina, U.S. Championship. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. Seth Rollins as a special guest referee. And Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. So we got 6 championship matches and 1 grudge match with a special guest referee thrown in the mix. 7 matches for SummerSlam, man. Triple H has been doing the 5-match, pay-per-views or PLEs. This is 7. I would not be opposed to adding maybe 1 more match. But 2 SmackDown matches and the rest are Raw. Actually, 3 SmackDown matches. I'm sorry. Bayley and Nia is a SmackDown match. But a lot of the more interesting feuds are coming out of Monday Night Raw. Goes to show you the level of storytelling on Monday compared to Friday. I know that Cody and Solo feud has been very nice, and I think everybody's anticipating the Roman Reigns return, but the other 2, I mean, it's a little lackluster right now. Logan Paul and LA Knight, I'm sure they'll pick it up for the next 2 weeks, but, the stories, the real interesting stories going into SummerSlam are definitely coming off of the Monday Night Raw side of the roster. So, 7 matches for SummerSlam, man. Quite nice. I'm very interested, very excited to see where they go going into SummerSlam. Guys, I want to thank you very much for joining me here. We had almost 2,000 live in the OTS Beer Garden tonight. Tonight, we're sponsored by a very good friend of mine, Game Time. Tonight, we're sponsored by Game Time. All you guys need to do is download the Game Time app. If you guys are looking for tickets to concerts, sporting events, Broadway plays, Game Time has got you covered, man. The leader in online tickets, Game Time, tonight's sponsor for the show. Use code JD from NY at checkout. When you make your first purchase, you guys are going to save $20 off your first purchase by using that promo code. Unique to us tonight, guys. Tonight's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time built a ticket marketplace that makes it faster and easier to get into your favorite events at a moment's notice. Game Time provides the premier marketplace for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and in theater across 60 cities in the United States and in Canada, eliminating the need for printing and built a better way to access the best live experiences right from your mobile device. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use promo code JD from NY for $20 off your first purchase. Guys, we've all had frustrating concert-going experiences, ticket-buying experiences. You don't know where you're sitting. You got the tickets, but you don't know if you got the best deal on them. You want to go to the game last minute or the concert last minute, but you don't know where the best deals are. With Game Time, they are going to eliminate all of that worry. Easy to find tickets for any event in your area, and the ticket buying experience, guys, literally, you buy tickets in 2 seconds with 2 taps. How many of you guys are fans of the NBA? Because if you are, Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace for the NBA, which makes getting playoff tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. Some other perks about the Game Time app that I personally really enjoy: available last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals, easy to find and buy tickets for NBA games and other events in your area, lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss assurance, 24-hour returns, and views from all seats in the venue. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code JD from NY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, download the Game Time app today, create an account, and redeem that promo code JD from NY for $20 off. Game Time, last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Thank you guys for all your support tonight. Once again, sponsored by Game Time. Break out some cold beverages, man. It's been a very slow month, guys. It has been... It's been a very mentally draining summer, man. I have not enjoyed myself this summer. Just a lot going on. Mentally, I'm not all there. Trying to give you guys the best version of me. Some days it's tough, bro. Some days it's tough. Today was not a good day. I just really value everybody that tunes into the show. I'd really be lost without you guys, so I really don't know where I'd be if I did not have this platform. It's the first time in a while. I just want the summer to be over. Not really having a good go this summer, man. Michelle with a $2 super chat. Prayers for you and Bacardi. We are here for you. Also, Michelle with a $5 super chat. Drew and Punk at SummerSlam. I can't wait. But with Seth as ref, any chance it ends in a no contest? Sammy helped Jay. A tease of reforming OG bloodline with Roman. You know, I could see that. I could see that being the case. You know, everything that they do, I feel like everything Triple H shows us on television is done with a reason and done with purpose. I could see that obviously being the start of something there, for sure. Sammy being there for Jay when he needs him. I think Drew beats Punk at SummerSlam. I think Drew needs to win more than Punk does. Punk will win match 2. Scripps with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, prayers for you with the loss of Bacardi from me and Mama Scripps. Thank you, Scripps. I appreciate that, brother. She is not gone yet. She's, I actually got up during the Game Time ad to go check on her just to see how she was doing. She's sleeping right behind me in her favorite beanbag chair. She's still here. I don't know how much longer she's going to be here, but she's still here. Punk is losing his first major match, yes. After what they have done with Drew, Drew needs to beat Punk in some way, shape, or form at SummerSlam. Punk will get the second win. And then the third and final match will be inside Hell in a Cell. Gold Standard with a 5 and a 5. This Raw is great. Way better than last week's Dynamite. Last week's Dynamite had one of the best matches that you'll see all year in 2024. I don't know why people continue to shit on Ospreay and MJF. I don't think Will Ospreay would do good in WWE. He didn't want to work a superstar schedule. He wanted the money, cool. But to be a superstar, you need WWE. I don't understand this narrative. Will Ospreay wrestles his fucking ass off every single time he's in the ring. Nobody does what he does at the level he does it. Very few do. He's earning every dollar that Tony Khan's paying him. And over the course of the next 3 years, he's only going to make himself more money when he comes up with a contract that's due, and WWE is then once again interested in him. Your comment doesn't make any sense, Gold Standard. Stop with the bullshit narratives. Triple M, what's up, brother? $5 super chat, sending support and positivity your way, JD. The GOAT, stay strong, fellow Guardian, eyes up. Thank you, man. Got myself a couple of God rolls on that new grenade launcher from the Nightfall. Reconstruction Incandescent. I got Envious and Vorpal. Couple of great spike grenade and blinding grenade rolls. Not bad. Gold Standard with a $5 super chat. AEW Dynamite couldn't get 800,000 viewers for their big show with MJF versus Will Ospreay. Very embarrassing for AEW. They can't compete with WWE. That's funny, Gold Standard, because the longer the match with MJF and Ospreay went on, they reached the 850,000 mark. It's funny how that works out. The ratings for the first hour of that show, which was that match that went 60 minutes, it only got higher. The match went on. Tony Brown with a $4.99. Liv shared the most delicious butt cheek tonight. It deserved a serious hickey, JD. Thank you, Tony Brown. I think you are uttering the sentiments of every young male across the United States tonight. Nisha, 1994 with a $4.99. Praying for you and Bacardi. Raw was good tonight. Looking forward to SummerSlam next weekend. Who do you think will win, Punk or Drew? I am going Drew McIntyre in match 1. I think Punk wins match 2. Thank you, Nisha. Michael Evans with a 25 months. Prayers up to the ace and Bacardi. Her meows always made us smile. Mason the Legend with a $5 super chat. Thinking about you, man. I will light a joint up for you. Thank you, Mason. Charles Wright with a 25 months. Hey, JD, my condolences go to you. When I saw your post on X, I cried. Prayers for you and Bacardi. Love you, man. OTS for life. My IWC tribal chief. Thank you, Charles. I'm not done crying yet, bro. Omega Kong with a $10 super chat. Prayers of strength goes out to you, JD. Bacardi is the GOAT. Love you. Thank you, Omega Kong. Studa Beats with a $10 super chat. Lost my cat 2 years ago. All we can hang on to is the good moments, my brother. Stay strong. Sending prayers. OTS for life. Thank you, Studa Beats. Brendan Watson with a $4.99. Hey, JD, I'm so sorry about your loss. Thoughts and prayers to you, man. Thank you, Brendan. LC Killer 17 with a $2 super chat. He says, Liv Morgan's got that wagon. Peach emoji. Absolutely, man. I always thought she did. Lunar Guardian with 23 months. Love and prayers to you, JD. Thank you, Lunar. Cake with a 32 months. After losing Zoey, Cookie was never the same again. Be sure to check on Bailey every day, pouring a glass of milk out for the little one. Bailey and Bacardi never got along. Maybe Bailey will realize that Bacardi's not here anymore. I think she will. Someone told me tonight, don't cry in front of her. They can sense emotion. Susan Grace with a 33 months. JD, I've been through it 5 times with dogs that we had. I know it's difficult. My prayers to you and Bacardi. She's now over the Rainbow Bridge. She's still here, guys. How long I have her, I don't know. But a decision on her fate is coming soon. Chris with a 1999. Boy, oh boy, that image of Liv will live forever in everyone's mind. Punk and Drew match at SummerSlam is going to be fire. Sorry to hear about your cat. Sending well wishes and prayers your way. Thank you, Chris. Yes. Liv broke the internet tonight. I think it's still broken. Wrestling Bro 91 with a 499. Prayers for Bacardi 22. It is an impressive age for a cat. Stay strong, brother. You know, a lot of people told me today, they were shocked when I told them Bacardi's age. Like, it's unheard of for a cat to live to 22 nowadays. A lot of people said that that was impressive, and a lot of people told me that, boy, you must have really took care of her. I did. I mean, she ate better than I did. Mr. Premium 2002, $4.99. God bless you, my friend. Best wishes sent out to you. Thank you, Mr. Premium. Kratos, what's up, brother? 45 months for Kratos. He's 3 months away from the elusive Mustang emo. Prayers for you and Bacardi, JD. The OTS family is here for you. OTS for life. Thank you, Kratos. Cake with a $2 super chat. I'm feeling a little special guest referee fatigue. I mean, when did we get a special guest referee that you're fatigued about it, Cake? It's not something that we see often. I mean, I guess we've seen it with Jeff Jarrett, right? Oh, boy. Demeter Bullion singing, oh, way ho, low, oh, hey, low, ho, with a $7.99. I don't know where he comes up with these accounts. How many accounts does Demeter Bullion have, bro? Come on, sing with me. Oh, way ho, low, oh, my, hey, low, ho, way ho, low, oh, he, oh, my, hey, low, ho. I'ma say no go when yo so oh bro. I'ma say no go when yo so no bro. I don't know what the fuck you're singing, man. I don't know. I appreciate you though, Demeter. Black Wolf Inc. with a $10 super chat. Sorry to hear about your cat. It will be 1 year since my dog died soon. I wanted to ask if I can help with the setup for high intensity on Friday. I really want to help out and learn. All I can tell you, Black Wolf, is that you should message the House of Glory official Instagram account, because that's where Brian XL and Red usually dwell, and they will get back to you via that platform. That's all I can say. Eddie Hazard with a $9.99 for Bacardi beer emote. We're pulling for her and for you, JD. And for the record, I don't hate Liv Morgan. OTS for life. Thank you, Eddie. I wish I could say the same, that I'm pulling for Bacardi, but there's nothing more that the vets and I can do. The end of the line is the end of the line. Demeter Bullion with a $14.99. JD, I just saw your post on X. Been watching your channel for over 10 years now. I'm sorry for your loss and just hope to provide 10 seconds of light to your day as you provide 2 hours to mine every day. Thank you, Demeter. That means a lot, brother. Stu Sexton with 53 months. Stu is the second longest reigning VIP in the OTS venue. First show I've got to watch in a while. Looking forward to SummerSlam next weekend. Another great review, JD. Thank you, Stu. Love you, brother. Phoenix Enterprises Gaming with a $15 super chat. JD, I saw the tweet regarding Bacardi. I cried seeing that as a fellow cat dad. We love your brother and Bacardi. Y'all, can we please pray for JD and Bacardi? We are in this with you. Hashtag Bacardi Strong. Thank you, Phoenix. Billy with a half a bomb. What's up, brother? JD, so sorry what happened to you today. I can't imagine the day you had. Always know the OTS family is here for you, and we love you, man. This night is dedicated to Bacardi. Prayers to you, OTS family for life. Thank you, Billy. A fucking $5 super chat by President Trump. Just as a side note, if you guys need a laugh tonight, I never heard of this podcast before this week. If you need a laugh, man, I never laughed as much as I did by watching this. I haven't laughed this way in months. If you guys want to go watch the Kill Tony podcast, where they got Biden and Trump, comedic actors playing Biden and Trump, man, it was fucking hilarious. Whoever plays Trump, man, has got that's the best Trump impersonation I think I've seen in a very long time. He's got the mannerisms down, his facial fucking movements down. It's fucking incredible, man. I mean, why wouldn't Trump be here, man? I mean, JD is his vice president. Never heard of the Kill Tony podcast before, man. That shit was fucking absolutely just hilarious, man. Some of the best shit that I've seen all year. Yeah, Shane Gillis. Yeah, he is incredible, man. Fucking great. President Trump says Liv had the best not threaten Rhea, or Liv had best not threaten Rhea, or she will be met with fire and fury and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen. Thank you. Thank you, President Trump. Mason the Legend with a $4.99. I agree when you said the Wyatt 6 VHS tape tonight wasn't all that. When it was over, I was thinking, that's it? Yeah, it was pretty lame tonight, man. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. McIntyre versus Punk at SummerSlam. Sign me up. This is definitely the feud of the year, in my honest opinion. Wait till we get the next chapter of the Bloodline feud, bro. When Roman gets back, it's going to be taken to the next level. Tenario with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD? Been a while. What are your favorite SummerSlam shows? 1997 and 2002. Mason with a $4.99. I want the Wyatts wrestling at SummerSlam, but they haven't announced anything. Well, keep in mind that they have a second pay-per-view in August, so they may be saving it for them. The John Wick of Spider Hunters, Nate TV, with a $10 super chat. 3 years and I'm still here. We may not have always seen eye to eye, but the fact that you still got up and streamed and do it like you only can is why I look up to you. Love Bacardi. Real men cry. OTS for life. Nate, thank you, brother. I was at one point contemplating not coming on here, but the show was a nice distraction. And I'd probably be sitting around moping all night, so thank you guys. Chris with a 24 months. What's up, JD? 2 years in this fine establishment. Praying for you after what you tweeted about Bacardi. OTS family is always here for you, brother. Hashtag OTS for life. Chris, thank you, man. I may actually go back and watch the 1997 SummerSlam at some point this year, man. Or at some point this week, or the next 2 weeks. Just to get a vibe for SummerSlam. Chris, thank you, bro. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. JD, could you see Rhea splitting from Judgment Day and form a Latino heat with Jey Uso, Mommy, and the new Poppy? Or maybe Liv and Dom? I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going. I think that Finn and Liv are in this together, man. I think Rhea's gonna get booted from Judgment Day. Will Chisholm with a $5 super chat. Sammy and Jay teaming up feels like a long-term tease of them joining the OG Bloodline. It could be. It could be. Brendan Watson with a... And I just lost him. $5 super chat. McNuggets, McGriddle, McCafe, McFlurry, McFish, McRib, McChicken, McFries, McSauce, McBurger, McDouble. I love when you call JD McDonough those names. I mean, what the hell is a McSauce? Is that a thing? McSauce? McFries? McBurger? Are we adding things to the McDonald's menu just to get a rib in on JD McDonough? Black Wolf Inc. with a $5 super chat. Always remember, JD, that you have family here whenever you need the pick-me-up. I'm very well aware of that, Black Wolf. Thank you, bro. Dom Wampa with 13 months. Praying for you, JD. I know how strong the love and loss of a pet is. We are here for you, and I appreciate all that you do. Love you, brother. Stay strong. Thank you, Dom. Richard with a 24 months. Finally got my gold mic. It looks good on you, brother. Also wanted to say sorry about your cat, Bacardi. Much love, OTS for life. Thank you, Richard. McBiscuit. That's what I forgot, man. McBiscuit. Major with a $9.99. No message. Thank you, Major. Aquarius Know-It-All with a $9.99. I fuck with you because you're an Aquarius, even though a lot of your takes, in my opinion, are off. But I still support you and hope you get past what you're dealing with. Protect your mental health, bro. Thank you, Aquarius. I don't ask you guys to agree with me, man. I just ask you to respect what I created here and respect my craft. That's all. Lisa with a $5 super chat. JD, do you think Sammy and Jay teaming up feeds into the Bloodline story, or can you see them winning the belts off the Judgment Day? I could see either one of those things happen. Well, Sammy's clearly dropping the belt to Bron Breakker, so maybe that would be a nice transition for Sammy. But I do think that it is a subtlety. I think what you see on TV, there's a reason for why you see what you see on TV. And most of the time, that will play out at a later date. Triple H loves the long-term booking. Stu Sexton with a $5 super chat, praying for you as you go through this week with Bacardi. Thank you, Stu. Appreciate it, brother. Triple M with a $5 super chat. Reset tomorrow. Euphony, hopefully. Jesse needs to do King's Fall still. I gotta help him through that. I don't know, man. When it comes to those raids, man, like Salvations, man, I'm a slow learner, bro. I'm gonna need you to fucking open your backpack, bro. Make sure it's large. That one guy for the $5 super chat missed the stream. Life happens, you know. Just hearing about Bacardi as I type this. Sorry for your loss, JD. Just here for support. Get the likes up. Thank you, brother. I still have about a week with her, I think. Hopefully. Andy Windbreaker with a $40 super chat. My condolences on your loss. I can only imagine. Totally unexpected news, Andy. I expected maybe another year with her, and shit happened over the weekend that was beyond anybody's control. I benched people for saying Gunther isn't all that. Yeah, because that's a fucking retarded opinion. Opinions like that don't belong here. Gunther isn't all that. Meanwhile, he's probably one of the greatest pro wrestlers on the face of the earth right now. Andy, thank you, brother. Mike 43 with a $5 super chat, praying for you, Cat JD, and you. You think Seth cost CM Punk at SummerSlam and goes heel? Just can't see him heel with how over he is now. I don't know, man. I do think that there will be a fuck finish, and I think McIntyre is going to reap the benefits for sure. Will Federico with a $1.99. His message was deleted by Hooligan. I don't know what the message said, but if Hooligan is deleting it, then it wasn't really something that would fly here in the OTS venue. Clone Force with a $1.99. Jada Parker. Yes, another lovely lady. Clone Force 99 with a $1.99. Who's better, Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani? This year, I'm going Aaron Judge. I think he's more of a complete player. The vet cannot do surgery on Bacardi. I've already expended all of my options. She's 22 years old. We're not going to put her into shock. We're not going to put her in more pain. It's not a possibility. Trust me. I would have paid for any surgery to keep her around for another couple of years. It's not going to happen. Clone Force, thank you, brother. And Julio Cordero with a $9.99. Just wanted to say I've been watching you since your WrestleMania 30 review and will not stop watching. Thanks for all the years of your hard work. Stay strong. Thank you, Julio. I appreciate that, brother. Guys, thank you for all the support. I really appreciate you guys showing up tonight, man. Thank you for the super chat love. Rafael De Luna with a $2 super chat. Prayers to you and Bacardi JD. Stay strong, brother. Thank you, Rafael. Mr. B with a $20 super chat. Sorry if you lost, JD. RIP to your baby. On an unrelated note, what's with the irrational Gunther slander? The guy does everything right. He's a Smarks dream and Smarks hate him. Go figure. You can't solve and suppress stupidity, Mr. B. I don't know what to tell you, brother, but thank you, bro. Bacardi is still with us right now. For how long, I don't know. It could be a few days. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks. I don't know. But I'm coming up with a game plan, and I'm coming up with the best possible way to have her pass on in peace. And it's not going to be easy. Guys, thank you for all your support, man. I appreciate you guys very much. Tuesday Night Titans. Solomonster and I will be live tomorrow, man. We're going to debate. We're going to make a bunch of the IWC look fucking foolish, man. Him and I, for the first time since it happened, will discuss the random, over-the-top hate that MJF and Will Ospreay got for their 1-hour Iron Man match. We will discuss Bobby Lashley, what it means, who really is to blame for the Hurt Business. We got a lot going into tomorrow's show, man, so join us. Plus, a little tease as to the new intro for OTS, man. Dark Horse now being implemented in the stream, man. Tune in to find out what it looks like tomorrow. Will with a $4.99. JD, I watch you every week. Love your dedication. Thank you, brother. Billy Sellers with a 2. Thank you, brother. Aaron Warren Drums with a $9.99. My heart goes out to you. Felt the pain earlier. Had my dog for 15 years. I held him in my arms as I put him to sleep. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I could go through that, but I appreciate you all very much, man. Thank you for the great support tonight. Thank you for showing up and hanging out tonight. I certainly needed it. And make sure you guys go check out Game Time, bro. Game Time sponsored the show tonight. Make sure you guys go download the app. Use that promo code JD from NY for $20 off your first purchase. And go get yourself a t-shirt, man. We got some new t-shirts. What the fuck are you guys drinking now? Available on Bonfire. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And I will see you back live tomorrow night with the Solomonster right here on Tuesday Night Titans. Until then, guys, keep Bacardi in your prayers. I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you tomorrow with Solomonster on TNT.
With the power of the saber blade. With the power of the saber blade. With the power to destroy, we'll touch the rainbow stars tonight. In the moonlight shining, take them all out far behind. In the rise now blinding, so slice them all, born to vaporize them all. Now feel the everlasting power of the saber blade. High posing energy within my sword. Take them down, there is no other way. Feeling like a hurricane about to blow. Here it comes exploding in your face. Do what you will, I'll take it to the edge. I will follow every move you make. Pounding with the power of a raging bull. Lost for another, what to say? Better hide, better run. It's a major